So, thank you very much. Please be active, interactive, and ask questions so that we get encouraged. Now, I'll present a case with 3 to 4 clock hours of genular dehiscence, and it was the right eye of the patient, and the genular dehiscence was from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Okay, यहाँ से करना है क्या? I'll do this. This come. Slideshow नहीं है. I have to forward this. So, slideshow है ना? No. Slideshow. Let me check. Yeah. So in this case, what I did is I used my non-dominant hand to manage the case. It's very important that we train our non-dominant hand. That is, if you are a right-handed person, you train your left hand. If you are a left-handed person, train your right hand so that you can manage difficult situations. This man is my inspiration to train my left hand. This man was born in 1910, Carolita Cox. At the age of 28, in 1938, he lost his right hand. He was in Hungarian army. While in practicing session, a hand grenade burst into his right hand, and it just blew his fingers. He was in hospital for 1 month, and then he cried. All relatives came and tried to console him. He got angry, and then he thought, how can I fulfill my dream of becoming an Olympic champion? He pondered, and found that I have my left hand, and let me try if I can train my left hand for pistol shooting. He went to a jungle and practiced for 1 year. In 1939, in Hungarian annual athletic championship, he went, and everybody was very happy that somebody has come to watch us. He said, no, I have come to compete with you. And he used his left hand, defeated all of them, and became champion. In 1940, he could not participate because the Olympics was cancelled. 1944 was also cancelled because of World War II. But in 1948 at London, he participated at the age of 38 and became world champion in a rapid-fire pistol event, and it was his non-dominant left hand. In 1952 also, he got another gold medal. So let us now watch this video. All of us can take inspiration from this person and train our left hand.
Surgery with the non-dominant hand.
So this is the video. This from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock, there is genular dehiscence, and we have to do this case. And this is the right eye. So here I use my left hand to make the incision at around 2 o'clock. The side port is made at around 10:30, at around 11:30. Air bubble is placed. The anticapsule is stained, and capsulorhexis is done. I made a flap with the right hand. Now I am using my non-dominant left hand to complete the rhexis. Yes, it becomes slow with non-dominant hand unless you practice it many, many times. Sorry. And now, after hydrodissection, I'm going to put a CTR. For this, I made another side port at around 4 o'clock. The CTR goes, the leading end should go under the rhexis margin, and the CTR should be placed, you should introduce the CTR 180 degree away of the zonular dehiscence. Suppose the zonular dehiscence is at 6 o'clock, you should introduce the CTR from 12 o'clock. If you introduce other way, the zonular tear can increase. And now see how I place the CTR in the bag. The trailing end is placed in the bag with the help of a Sinskey hook. And now I used a pre-chopper to divide the nucleus into pieces. Because zonule is very weak, the irrigation fluid pressure can cause tear of more zonular fibers. So I just wanted to pre-chop this nucleus into some pieces. At that time, I didn't design my own pre-chopper. This is Dr. Sohail's pre-chopper. This is an old video of about 2 years. And now the handpiece is in the non-dominant left hand. The chopper is in the dominant right hand, and I start emulsifying. The dominant hand still does more and separates the pieces, and we could emulsify the pieces. Now let's just forward this. During emulsification of the last portion, we have to use visco to push the posterior capsule down, some visco in front of the lens matter, and emulsify the last portion of the lens matter, epinucleus mainly in this case. In this case, there was hardly any cortex left. So I inject visco and place a lens in the capsular bag. In this case, I used my right hand to push the lens. So it's a combination of right hand and left hand to avoid the area of zonular dehiscence. After aspirating the visco, one thing we must do is check if there is any vitreous strand anywhere in the anterior chamber. I found that luckily in this case, no vitreous prolapse occurred. So we completed the case nicely. The postoperative outcome was excellent. There's a quote by Mr. Jim Rohn, wish not it were easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills. Don't wish for less challenges, wish for more wisdom. Thank you. Now I invite, okay, any questions, please? Any discussion about this case, you can ask. Dr. Sugato, any inputs?
For the beginners who are doing phaco's with zonular dehiscence, it is always better to, before starting anything, put diluted triamcinolone to see if there is any vitreous already in the AC from the zonular dehiscence area. If there is, you can do little bit of vitrectomy there before staining the capsule or before doing the capsulorhexis. The other option you can do, if there is just protrusion of the vitreous, what you can do, you can put Viscoat or any similar Indian device, Indian available things to push the vitreous away and then stain the capsule if you're staining the capsule. Other advantage of using the Viscoat for pushing the vitreous away is that prevents the dye, because if you are not careful, the dye can go behind the nucleus, behind the cataract, and can stain the vitreous and can make the phacoemulsification difficult. So put a little bit of Viscoat in the area of the dehiscence first, then stain the capsule, and then go ahead with your surgery, as Dr. Mohanta has said.
Dr. Subrata, do you use CTS routinely in your cases?
Microphone. Sorry, you asked me or?
No. Okay, you can answer for your cases.
Only if it's required, yes. Not in routine cases, but there are surgeons there are several theories. Like in high myopic patients, there are surgeons who routinely use CTS. Also in pseudoexfoliation cases, they routinely use CTS because the capsule contraction, anterior capsule phimosis is more in those cases, but I don't routinely.
Yes. Any question?
Good morning, sir. Prateek from Patna. Excellent case, sir, and I have been following these videos online as well, so there are a lot of learning points. As a novice surgeon, I was told once that you can use the non-dominant hand to keep the phacoprobe in the center, and you can use your dominant hand to use your Sinskey or the chopper to guide the pieces to your phacotape.
Right.
Because as a novice surgeon, I tended to go to the periphery to grab the pieces using the phacotape. So this is a common mistake that the beginners and the novice surgeons make. So it is a very good instructional video as well, and this can be applied to more circumstances than a zonal dehiscence alone.
Right.
So that's my comment. Sir, you have a large experience of training lefty as well as ambidextrous surgeons. What has been your experience? Can kindly share?
Repeat the question, please.
Sir, with lefty as well as ambidextrous surgeons, how is the tendency of going to the periphery and grabbing the pieces in the novice stage?
Yes,
Is there a difference?
Novice stage, it is more. As you become more experienced, you remain at the center. Novice people, it's a human tendency to go and grab. So go to the piece and grab it. But we have to remain at the center, bring the piece near your tip, and otherwise, see, in the periphery, the posterior capsule is very close to the tip. If you remain at the center, the posterior capsule is far behind. So we have to consciously train our mind to remain at the center and use our left hand to bring the piece near the tip.
So, sir, is it beneficial for the right-handed surgeons to use the left hand and not move it? Is it, does it help the tendency to not go to the periphery when you are using the non-dominant hand?
Non-dominant hand, it has a learning curve. Similar thing, you just have to find that where are you, and you should always tell yourself that I have to remain at the central part, not cross the central safe zone. It's like that.
So I think it's how you train yourself. Like I was trained by Dr. Simon Kelly in UK. So he was a lefty. So there you have a standardized training system. He was a lefty. So he used to do his phaco with left hand and left leg. He used to give an incision in that way. After completing his phaco, he used to let me, in the initial stage, do the IA. in coaxial. So because the position of the incision was such, and because I was scared to change my position, and then they might think you're taking a lot of time and might not give case again, I started doing my IA with left hand and foot pedal control with left leg. Till now, I am doing my phaco with left leg, I am doing my IA with left hand, and nowadays, on the sitting on the top of the table, I am doing my phaco with my left hand as well. And you are right, when I'm doing my phaco with my left hand, actually, as Dr. Mohanta said, is the right hand is playing more important role because I'm keeping the tip in the center, and the right hand is doing the chopping. Without moving the left hand, the right hand is doing the chopping with the sharp chopper, and that way probably it's safer.
Exactly, sir. Thank you so much.
Dr. Shashank, any inputs, any comments?
Do you always put the CTR before the nucleus removal, or it is later on in any cases?
In this case, there is already a jonular dehiscence. So in this case, I just after hydrodissection, I applied the CTR.
But the point was using capsular support, devices, and then doing and putting at the end of the surgery, putting a CTR, because sometimes the cortex removal is difficult.
No, cortex removal is difficult, but if you are using CTR, you have to put the CTR most of the time before removing the cortex. Instead of pulling the cortex directly to the center, you hold the cortex, you move it sideways, and that loosens the cortex, and then bring it in the center, and then aspirate it.
And now, Dr. Sugatu, please start your
Sir, I have a question.
talk on phaco in posterior
We'll
polar
take the
arthritis.
question.